we're into the new year and, committed to losing weight. And we're second week in and already things are falling apart. And it sucks. It's frustrating. And I know because I'm in the exact same place. I'm going through it too. But the reason I'm making this video is I might know some stuff that you don't know, and I know how I'm going to get myself out of here, how I'm going to actually follow through and succeed with my goal of, losing weight. So let's talk about it. First thing is how we talk about losing weight. And it's the language. You're saying lose weight. Human brain doesn't work that way. It doesn't like it. And even more so, consider this. Let's say I'm a genie and you came to, somehow you came upon me and you get one wish and you're like, oh man, I want to lose weight. And I'm like, lose weight. That's it. And you're like, oh yeah, I want to lose weight. Cool. I cut your leg off. You're like, dude, what? You lost weight? Wish granted, all right? That's not what you want. You want to lose fat. So and as a matter of fact, it's even worse. Well, I don't know it's worse, but think about this. Let's say, random example, you weigh 230 pounds and, your body fat's around 30-something%. You start going to the gym and you start being careful in the kitchen. And you're lifting heavy weights and working out and paying attention to what you're eating. But your scale isn't going down, but your clothes are getting looser. You're recomping. So thing to consider is what you want to do is lose fat, not lose weight. Because what you could do is drop your body fat way down, but not lose weight because you gain muscle. Now, admittedly, not being a teenager anymore, adding muscle mass is more challenging. You can still do it. Got to eat a lot of protein, a whole lot of protein, but you can do it. And so, what we get into here is just, with losing body fat, what you want to do is get somewhere around less than 20% is kind of a good target. Personally, I want to target 15%. That should give me visible abs. I had, at one point, I was on my way down, and I just have this thing. One time in my life, I would like to have visible abs. You'll never get to see them, but I want to do that for myself and for my wife. And also, even if it's just for one day, I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know precisely once I get there what it's going to be. Now, before I go on, it's like, listen, I don't look like, these fitness influencers and all like that who are all ripped and jacked and all like that. And I've been doing CrossFit since 2019, and I've scaled up, after the pandemic, and our gym reopened. I was going, I have been for a while, been going 5 days a week, and I do our open gym on Saturdays. And I've gone even further. For the past year, I'm going to a normie gym. Was a workout anytime, now it's a Gold's gym, all 7 days of the week. I just hit 1 or 2 heavy lifts in the morning, and then I do CrossFit in the afternoon. But I'm in the gym all the time. So you'd be like, well, how the hell are you not, all ripped and jacked? And it's like, well, it's not just working out. It's what you eat. So in order to do this, I decided first thing was, where was I? I didn't know. So the first thing I did was I went and got a DEXA scan. And with that, it told me where I was. And here, let me show you what I got. And I'll be honest, it's a little embarrassing. I thought it was closer to 20%, around 22 or so, because I'd done calipers and measuring tape, and that came back at 22%. DEXA scan said, nope, you're 27.4. The fuck? excuse my language. And it said I was weighing at 246. Okay, so be it. Well, I did some work, figured out that essentially, no big surprise. I'll show you the formula I used on the screen also. That essentially, big surprise, I need to lose about 30 pounds. I should weigh under 220. Between 210 and 220 should put me around 15% body fat. I think 215, if I remember what the Excel spreadsheet was saying, maybe 216, but we'll say 215 since round numbers are easier to remember. So about 30 pounds to lose. And my plan to go about doing it, I got notes that I'm checking to make sure I don't miss stuff, which I'll still miss it even with the notes. So the DEXA scan gave me, my plan is we'll continue going to the gym because here's the thing. Losing weight, one of the problems that you get into is you don't just lose fat, you lose lean mass, meaning your muscle. That's one of the things, people talk about with semaglutide. You got the Wegovy, the Ozempic, and all of those things. And they're like, oh my God, you're losing muscle mass too. And it's like, well, yeah, it's not the peptide doing that. It's not just the peptide. It's the fact that they're not eating enough protein and they're also sedentary. People, unfortunately for a lot of the people who are using these things, and I don't criticize them for that. As a matter of fact, I compliment them, they deserve applause. But the problem is you can't be sedentary. You have to go to the gym. If you want to get yourself under 20% body fat, excuse Sammy, there's something going on outside. They're excited about it. You have to go to the gym. It's not an option. And not just go to the gym. It's not the treadmill. It's the barbells, the dumbbells, the kettlebells, pull-ups, pull-up rig, stuff like that. Personally, I recommend CrossFit. It is a good option. It's kind of hitting the easy button there because they take care of the details and just tell you what to do. The stuff that I'm doing in the gym in the morning, I have to think about because, well, I have to think and plan stuff myself. So I highly recommend use CrossFit. Just hit the easy button, let them do it. You'll lift heavy weights, you'll get a good workout in, and you'll be fit all the way around. So we'll continue that for myself. So morning gym and CrossFit in the afternoons, that'll keep going. We're going to use that resting metabolic rate that the DEXA scan gave me. I think it's like 2350. I know I could look back in my notes, but that'd mean I'd have to click on something. Next piece is we're going to target my protein. We're going to use macros, but we're only going to use the protein macro. I don't care what my fat is. I don't care what my carbs are. My protein, though, is going to be 216 or my target body weight, right? The idea is hitting 216 grams of protein each day while staying at or below my resting metabolic rate calories puts me into a slight calorie deficit while providing enough protein to preserve the muscle that I want to keep. And with that, I only want to lose maybe a pound a week. A half pound a week would be acceptable. I don't want to go over a pound. Part of the reason why I don't think you want to lose more than that is, you hear the stories of people who lose a huge amount of weight really fast and then boom, they gain it all back. The idea is I want to make, just as I've done with going to the gym where it's now just a part of my lifestyle, it's just what I do. I want to change what I'm doing in the kitchen so that it's just a part of the lifestyle. It's not special. I'm not on a diet or anything like that. And the problem that I have is I just learned how to make pasta myself. I make a pretty good pizza crust. We're still working on it. I'm good in the kitchen. And, just kind of funny piece is I think a lot of these fitness people who they're all ripped and everything, I don't think they have taste buds. I don't think they've ever had good food. And that's why they can stay that way. Maybe I'm wrong, but just kind of how I see things because, there's a lot of delicious food out there. I really enjoy it. And I have a huge sweet tooth, which makes this even harder. Sundays, I'll jump on the scale again. Actually, I jump on the scale more often than that. But if you do it daily, it's not helpful. So I don't think like Wednesday and Sunday is probably as much as should be paid attention to. And then I'm going to rescan at the end of March. So I'll give myself 12 weeks and then see where I'm at and see if I need to make adjustments. And I'll probably post more YouTube videos along the way. Also, I'm using MyFitnessPal to track it. Now, they're not sponsored. God, I wish somebody'd sponsor me. That'd be cool. But I don't like MyFitnessPal's workout tracker. I think it's garbage. But their food diary is pretty good, and they got some other stuff that's pretty good, and it integrates with my Apple Watch pretty well. So that's pretty straightforward plan. Like I said, 2350 calories a day, 216 grams of protein a day. I can eat what I want, but hit those two numbers. And that's it. Should be easy, right? Foolproof. How could it possibly go wrong? But as an example, what just happened. So we just had our big snowstorm. My wife had made pizza crust, and we're getting ready to make homemade pizza. And Foster Dog got the pizza dough. Well, that got me craving pizza. And this, the reason I'm telling you the story is it's just an example of the type of roadblocks people face and you're going to face. You get a craving for something and it's just really hard to get it out of your mind. And so I ordered Pizza Hut. Complete fucking mistake. And what's worse is I knew when I did it, I knew as I was doing it, and I know after the fact, the whole time. I knew I was fucking up. Again, excuse my language. But you're going to go through those things. And the trick is you're going to fall down. Get back up and keep going. You're not going to hit that target, whatever your target is. You're not going to get there, in 3 months. Those 90-day ab things. Well, you could. I hear heroin is very effective. Methamphetamine, that'd probably get you there too. It just long run, I don't think it's a great idea. So that's really what I got. We'll be checking in. We'll keep this going. If you're doing this also, I'd love to hear from you and see how you're doing. Anyway, that's it. Later. Oh, please, God, be recording. You piece of shit.